Hey traders, welcome back to another daily profit and loss recap video. On Friday, May 26th, I was able to make $198 in profits with two trades, one of them being a winning trade and one of them being a losing trade. And although it was kind of an anticlimactic way to end the week, I'm happy to have made it a profitable day, pushing my total profits for the week to over $4,000, which you can see in my most recent profit and loss recap videos. So anyway, in this video, we're going to break down these two trades that I placed on Friday. So hopefully you can take some lessons from my trading and apply them to your own trading. So the first trade that I want to talk about was my winning trade for the day, and that was with the stock ENVB. Now, ENVB was a stock that was in the trade plans for the Market Master Group. The trade plans were that this was a big mover on Wednesday, and it was coming back into play as it was starting to set up for a reversal. Buyers stepped up at key levels in the mid threes, and if this was able to start pushing back through that Wednesday's high of $4.28, there was a good chance that momentum could pick back up. Now, what I mean by buyers stepping up at key levels in the mid threes is that if we take a look here at the 10-day 30-minute chart, this is a really good time frame to see this for this example, because on the volume profile, we can see there was tons of volume traded in the mid to low threes. So what you want to see when a stock is pulling back into these high volume areas on the volume profile is that the price is able to hold above them and turn it into some kind of support. So because on Thursday, as the price was pulling back to the mid threes, the buyer stepped back up once again, and this was able to have a nice reversal from the mid threes back up to over $4 later in the day. That told me that there was still volume and there was still demand in that area, and there was a good chance that we could see it rebound a little bit further on Friday. So Friday, the trade for me was, I saw that this was starting to increase volume a bit as it was moving above $4 per share. And I noticed that right here on this candlestick before it started to really pick up a bit of momentum, because all morning it's kind of consolidating, briefly moves over 4, not a ton of volume, but right here on this candle, we get a nice volume spike as it's holding above 4. I actually posted in the trading chat at that exact time that volume was picking up a bit over 4 on ENVB. At that time, I started to take a position in the stock. It was trading on super low volume in general though for the day, so I wasn't able to build into a full position, and I actually didn't even add to it until we got this volume spike a few minutes later. So my average entry on this trade ended up being about $4.13, I believe. And from there, it started to hold above VWAP. Again, volume spikes, the stock spikes a bit. I locked in some profits in the high 420s, and then the rest of my profits up in the 440s. And the reason for that is because if we take a look down here at the daily chart, we could see the high of the previous day was 428. And if we go back a few days from there, we could see that there was this double top here in the 440s or right in the 450 area. So I was looking at those two levels as being potential areas of resistance. If the volume would have been significantly higher for the day, there would have been a much better chance for this to have really picked up some momentum through those levels of resistance. But once we got these candlesticks with these volume spikes, the next couple of candles that followed had much less volume. So it wasn't sustaining at all, and I took profits on this. And it ended up being a pretty solid trade, even though it was a small size. I made $587 in profits on that trade. And that was the one that kept me profitable for the day. The losing trade for me was ONFO. ONFO was a stock that was gapping up in pre-market. We could see this big move from the previous day's close of $1.17 up to a pre-market high of $2.48. And then it kind of faded back into the open. So we can see this actually ended up being a really solid opportunity to short sell into this morning pop. But I was looking at this for more of a gap and go. We take a look at the 1-minute chart. At the open, we saw that it pushed back above the VWAP. It started to move above that opening range, and then it started to form a bit of a bull flag here as the price action was getting more and more narrow. So what I was looking for was that this was going to, of course, break out to the upside, and I wanted to see it push back up to this pre-market high. I would have locked in some profits into that area, and then ideally held the rest of my shares for another breakout towards maybe around $3 per share. But as I was scaling into this trade here during this bull flag that I saw forming above the VWAP, it was never able to break out to the upside, and I ended up just cutting losses and selling as it started to break down out of this pattern and as it started to break down under the VWAP in the low 2s. So on that trade, I took a loss of $388, and that took my total profits for the day down to $198. Another stock that was on watch Friday morning was PDSB. This was another stock that was gapping up in pre-market. I was expecting to see the momentum pick up a little bit earlier in the morning, so I was watching this for a gap and go, but I ended up missing this trade even though it had a really solid recovery from this opening pullback. Obviously, again, hindsight is 2020, so it looks a little bit obvious right now, but at the time, to me, it looked like this was just going to continue fading, so I ended up never buying it. But if we draw this level of support that we can see in pre-market, it ended up holding that level almost perfectly during this morning pullback and had a really solid reversal from that level. So just a reminder to keep track of those key levels from pre-market, because they can often come back into play during the market hours and offer some really solid trading opportunities. And aside from those 3 trade opportunities for the day, I also just want to recap very quickly the SOXL move. SOXL is an ETF for the semiconductor sector of the market. It is 3 times leveraged, so that means that if the semiconductor sector of the market as a whole goes up 1% for the day, SOXL will go up 3%, and vice versa, of course, to the downside. So because of that, it is a little bit of a higher risk and higher reward ETF to trade, but there can be some really solid trade opportunities from it. And on Friday, it had a massive move, 19.48% to the upside. And I'm actually not just telling you this one in hindsight. This was a really solid swing trade from our swing trading section of the Market Master group. A few weeks ago, we could see that I posted that this was a really solid swing trade opportunity as far as the risk to reward goes, as it was pulling back down to this level of trendline support. At that time, it was trading at $13 per share. I made some money selling some cash secured puts on this trade, which is a very low risk way to trade options, but nonetheless, as it is currently trading over $22 per share from that $13 level, this was a really solid swing trade opportunity. And I just wanted to kind of mention this to emphasize that we don't only day trade in the Market Master group. Although that is our main focus, we still do some swing trading, and there are still consistent swing trading alerts posted as well. So if you're interested in getting these types of swing trade alerts, and if you want to hear about the stocks that I'm day trading in real time as well, and work with our team of traders, there's going to be a link down below to come join the group in the description. If you get signed up, your first week will be 100% free. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you found some value in it, and if you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And just a friendly reminder that Monday the markets are going to be closed for Memorial Day, so I'll be back on Tuesday with another profit and loss recap video. But until then, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck with your trading.